Hello everybody, how are you doing? Let's continue on Java coding. In this session, let's take a look at DateTime APIs. Java 8 provides a new APIs for DateTime. Let's take a look. So for this one, local date, we can call .now. Then it gives us the current date. So like this, something like that. And we also can construct the local data object with method. We provide parameters like year, month, and date. We also can pass the string format like this into a local data object. For this one, we plus the current date by 1 day, then we get tomorrow's value. So like this, we get tomorrow's value, and we also can minus month, then we get the previous on the same day. So for example, the now is June 7, so it should give us May 7. Yes, correct. And let's take a look at this one. This one is going to pass this string into a local data object, then get the day of the week. So it should return the day of the week. Let's go there. Because this day is Sunday, so it should give us the Sunday. This one is going to pass this date and get the day inside the month. So of course this one is June 12. It should give us 12. Yeah, of course. And let's check this one whether it's a leap year or not. We can directly call this API. And this year, whether it's a leap year or not, then we can get the return here. It's a false. So means this year is not a leap year, of course. Let's continue on this one. This one is going to pass this date object, then check is before this date or not. So because this one is after this one, so not before, it should give us false. This value should give us false, yes. And also we have is after, is doing the same thing. This one should return true. And this one is going to pass this string to the data object and get at start of day. So it should give the beginning day. It's this one. Beginning of the day is the 0. The time is the 0 of that day. For this one, first day of the month. So we get the date. We get the data object. We call .with. We pass this parameter first day of month. Then we will get the June the 1st. Let's take a look at the time. The time we can call local time.now. Then we get the time right now. So we also can pass the time into the time object. So we get this one, and we also can create a local time object by method. So it's the same thing. And we also can pass the time string, and also can do some actions like plus. So we get 1 hour increased, so we get 7:30. And this one can return us the hour, so we get 6. And for this one, it also has is before API, so it gives us true, this one. And for the local time, it has a max value, so which is this value. And for this one, local data time, it gives us the date and the time. So for this case, we have year, month, and the day and the time. So it will give us the value like this. And we also can pass the string to a object. And we also plus this then we get the new date. We also can get the month of that data object. It gives us February. And this one is the DOM APIs. DOM API, we can use the of method get the zone ID. So zone ID basically it's a kind of theme like the string of the zone, but it's a zone ID object. So let's take a look at this one. The all available zone IDs, it has a lot. It has a value inside, it has a hash. So this one is the zone date time. So we have the date time, we also have the zone ID. Then it returns us the time, date and time based on that zone ID. So we also can pass the string into a zone date time object if you need it. So we also have the local date time. It also has this of method. Zone offset. For example, we use this string, we get the zone offset. It's an object, of course, it has some method we can do. And for this one, offset date time, we have the time, we get the offset, then we get the new offset date time object. This one we have 630, then we plus this offset, we should get 830. Yeah, but it's a plus that value for us. So let's take a look at this one. We have this local date. We have went through this, and then we have the initial date plus the period of days. Then we get final date. That's another way of calculating 2 days. So we have the period between, then we can get the days or years or months. And for this one, we have the between initial date and the initial date. Of course, it's a 0 because they are the same. And we're supposed to use final here. So now it should give us file long if we run it. So let's try to rerun our code. We go to that line. We have that long run, yeah, here. File long. It gives file. So the initial date and the final date gives us that. And the local time, we also can do the similar calculation. We can plus. We can check the difference between 2 times. And we also can use these seconds to get the difference based on the seconds. And we also can use the old API before we use date, and we also use the calendar, and we can use the new API to generate the new API object from the old data. So this one has the date to instant. We will use the zone ID system default. Then we get the local date time object. This one is similar. We get the local date time object from the calendar. We also can get the local date time object from this kind of value. The time step, epical second, the zone offset, and we also can get the local data time. With this one, we went through this part already, and we also can format it. Like after we call the formatter, like ISO data format, we will get the local data string. And this one, we give it a pattern. It should give us that string. And we also can provide a localized data time format with local, for example here, UK. It should give us the UK time, so which is like this. So yeah, for compatibility of the date and the calendar from old API, you can use some libraries like 310, the data time library, also the Jordan time library. Yeah, that's all for this session. Thanks for watching. See you next time.